Hello and welcome to the Global Glamping Podcast. My name is Adam Bell and I'm your host, and today we're going to delve deep into the revolutionary approach of solving homelessness while promoting affordable living. Once again, in the studio I have the CEO of Global Glamping, Simon Fabian, the visionary behind this initiative. Welcome, Simon.
G'day, Adam. How you doing?
No, I'm fantastic, mate. Now, we're going to be diving into merchant memberships today. Now, that's, I think, pretty much the cornerstone of the global glamping movement.
Yep.
So explain to me, what is the merchant membership program?
Okay. Well, merchant membership program is purely about giving back to the community to help support the homeless. So you look around and there's lots of fantastic charities and organisations out there taking donations. And that money, is spent doing what they do. But what does business get back out of that, other than, feeling good about themselves?
Yeah.
So our view is that, the world should operate on a give and take basis. So by helping Global Glamping charities raise the funds to supply the housing, we needed to give back to business. And to do that, we have the package put together, which includes a whole heap of different things. So we're actually adding value to our donors' lives rather than just taking from them.
Sure. So it's effectively donating but getting a whole lot of goods or services from that membership package.
Exactly. And there's lots and lots of value in there.
Fantastic. How did this concept come about?
I did some personal development back in 2019, just before COVID. And the whole philosophy behind that particular personal development package was to look at life through a win-win lens. Because if you win-lose, which is transactional type business, which is very often the way things are, ultimately there's someone that loses, and that doesn't end up in a very good outcome for anybody.
Sure. Can you tell me about some of the services or goods or services that are included in the membership package? Some of the merchants that are in there.
Yeah. So essentially, we've taken the last 12 months to refine our package because we needed to add value, obviously, but how we do that with what businesses really need and want.
It has to have value.
Yeah, but through their eyes. I mean, I can sit here and I can say, the package is worth
this is great.
100
Use
grand.
it.
And we were finding a lot of businesses weren't using it, or not using it to its full capacity is probably a better way to put it. So we retweaked it.
Yep.
To add value in the areas that businesses were actually joining for.
Okay.
So that's the unlimited number of holidays they can gift to customers as promotional tools. A new addition now is access to the wholesale travel app, which allows you to get roughly $100 a night off mainstream hotels anywhere in the world.
Wow.
So it ends up being really good value. And a few other things in there as well.
Oh, magic. What advantages do businesses get by, I know we'll do a full episode on this in the coming episodes of the Global Glamping podcast, but just explain to me, what are the advantages businesses get by adopting GGC, which is the Global Glamping coin as a digital currency, and how does that fit in with the merchant memberships?
Okay, so there's a number of digital currencies out in the marketplace, have been for 2, 3, 4 years now. From our observations, a lot have struggled to be able to help users of that token convert it to cash. And ultimately, Woolworths won't take digital currency.
No.
Telstra won't take, so...
Neither will Shell service stations, and that's the core things that people need to pay for.
Yep. And then over and above that is the legislation and the regulatory costs to setting up digital currencies, AUSTRAC and ASIC and so forth. So we had to find a solution in that space that was definitely, number one, legal, but number two, had the ultimate outcome for our business merchants. So the way we've done that is our merchants can have access to a loan of GGC, and it's no interest, no fees. And if they stay with us for 4 years or more, we will waive the loan. So effectively, they've got access to GGC. How do we turn it into cash is the big question. Through our housing model, we set it up so 30% of the rent that we collect from the houses that we supply to the homeless goes back to the merchant. So they can, donate GGC and get a rental revenue share certificate and get cash out that way. Makes it legal, and we don't need to worry about the licensing. We've had legal advice that it's not a financial product, so we don't have to worry about ASIC or anything like that. And people can turn nothing into cash if they choose to, and know that by them doing that, they're actually giving someone a roof over their head that otherwise wouldn't have one.
That's fantastic. And what do merchants have to do to be part of this program? They have to accept.
Yeah, really simple.
GGC.
So we want them to accept 30% of the consumer sale in GGC. And in terms of business to business, we ask a minimum of 50%, but they can negotiate their own basis on the business to business side.
Sure.
We went with 30 because it allowed, in the end result, a 15% boost in savings for the consumer, which is like having a pay rise of 15%. And who wouldn't like that, right?
Yeah, in this day and age.
Yeah. So the consumer wins up front, and because the business can now turn their GGC into cash via the housing market, it's a win-win again. And that's what we're all about, is just creating win-wins everywhere we go.
Sure.
So,
how many merchants do you have on board so far?
I was about 50 as of today.
Okay.
That may grow dramatically in the next few weeks once we release this new package, because, finally, after a year, and it's been a slog, to be honest, putting my personal health stuff to one side, getting the right people involved, getting the right strategies, getting the right product, building relationships.
It's been a long road, hasn't it?
Mate, it's been massive. And, me even doing these podcasts is a massive change in me as well.
Yep.
So, I feel almost guilty because I've had such a learning, life-changing experience through the whole journey that I'm very, very lucky. And it fills my heart with,
love it.
Lots of joy.
Love it. All right, well, back to the merchant memberships.
Yep.
You spoke how you think you've got the package just about right now, and that you've got the services in there that businesses want. Tell me about what are some of those services?
Okay, so we're about to release our app. Another long story on that one. That app will include a ability for consumers to reach out to businesses that are participating. And it's like an internal messaging system, so the consumer can punch in the message and it gets sent to the business.
Right.
So therefore, it's straightforward. You don't need to go looking them up and find email addresses and find phone numbers. The search engine in that provides the convenience, and it allows businesses to be exposed to more cash-paying customers.
Fabulous. So how do you envisage the future growth of this merchant membership program? Obviously, you'd love to have hundreds, thousands of both.
Look, in my lifetime, I don't know. And I'm not going to put a limit on it. We're going to give it the best shot we possibly can. And hopefully I'll leave a legacy where it continues well after I'm gone. Because, the world's problems can be solved. We just need to change the way we think and what we do. And I believe the win-win is the basis of that. So.
Oh, fantastic. Can you shed any light on how this model may sort of help even reduce inflation and support businesses?
Yeah. Okay, so if let's just say consumer A want to catch up with inflation and reduce their cost of living. They get a pay rise. That means the money's got to pay them has to come from somewhere.
Of course.
Which means the cost of goods and services goes up to cover the cost of the increased wages, which puts upward pressure on inflation. It's a very simple way to put it, and I'm sure economists would go, no, it's all these other things. But at the end of the day, if you've got enough cash in your pocket to pay your bills, you've got a good chance of taking stress off your plate, which in some cases might lead to domestic violence not happening because people are
it's a chain reaction,
stressed.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Just little things. Right? And I think, criticism's the wrong word, or criticise is the wrong word, but I think because it's such a drastic change in mainstream thinking, people struggle to, one, understand it, and two, because there's so many scams in the world, they automatically go, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam. You can't save 15%. Who says?
Yeah.
All right. We've just got to cooperate and have the systems in place to manage it.
Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it, that we live in this scam world now, this scam culture, especially here in Australia, where we get them from overseas a lot in all types of areas, that everyone's mind instantly now goes to, which you sort of have to do a little bit to protect yourself, but then for the ones that aren't, that, people should be taking up if they've got the interest and want to, but maybe don't because of that, that fear.
Yeah, and for that reason, we're not operating GGC as a profit-geared strategy. It's just all about adding value.
Perfect. Fantastic. Well, look, if you haven't already looked, or even if you have looked at the merchant membership program previously, it's changed, it's different. It's now got the package that you would be interested in. So where do people find more details, and how do they get in touch, Simon?
Much easier these days. www.globalglamping.org. No AU, just .org.
Yep.
Or give me a call anytime, 0439 295 866.
Fantastic. Look, another really insightful session. Global Glamping, it continues to pave the way for a brighter, more inclusive future, and of course, the ultimate goal here is for win-wins right across the board, and to solve homelessness. Thanks once again, Simon, for coming in.
A pleasure. Thanks, Adam.